After spending months building this van and turning it into our full-time home, we've driven thousands of miles through France, Spain, and along Morocco's stunning coastline. It's been our base for surfing, exploring old towns, and living completely off-grid. But after all that adventure, it's time for a little TLC. Some upgrades, some maintenance, and a few big changes to get this van ready for the next chapter on the road.
Oh, there you are. Come and have a look at this. I've got something to show you. Pop that there. Come with me. Something arrived yesterday and I'm very excited. These are Bilstein shocks for the back of the van. These are designed for the Sprinter and for specifically camper van sprinters. Now, this has been a long time coming because we are ever so slightly heavy at the rear end. We are having the van upplated as well, but the back of the van, whenever we go over a speed bump, it's like a kangaroo and it drives me mad. I have to slow down to just crawling speed. I'm sure the people behind me love me at these junctions and speed bumps. These should take care of all that. Now, we are able to go and use the workshop again here on the farm, which is absolutely fantastic because, as you can see, it's a bit of a grey day. We don't know if the rain is coming or not, but I've got something else to show you. Come round here. Now, if you were here last week, you'll have noticed we were working on Sally's van, yeah? In the workshop over there, and I was wearing similar clothes. I was wearing these jeans and they got absolutely destroyed. I don't have work clothes anymore, do I? So, how does that work? I treated myself to some overalls because I'm going to be doing quite a bit of work on the van, and I hate not feeling like I can just get under there and get on with it because I'm worried about these precious clothes. Not that they're precious, but you know what I'm saying. But for now, I'm going to get this van unhooked, down off the ramps, across to the workshop, get my overalls on. We'll also see if John wants to get out of bed and help me, shall we? We're in, there we go, easy peasy. Now, first thing that you're asking me, I know you are, is how did I get those glorious drone shots? It lived, can you believe it? After putting the drone in the big box of rice, oh, if you're new here, by the way, I killed my drone 2 weeks ago. Go back and have a look, the canal video. Killed it, sank it to the bottom of a canal. Try doing what we used to do in the dive industry with phones and cameras that went in the sea, and that's put them in a big box or bag of rice, and the rice sucks all the moisture out. 2% of the time it works. And it seemed to work, so what can I say? All I can think is that when it hit the water, the battery fried instantly before it could fry a circuit in the main drone. I don't know, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but it worked. What can I say? I was all ready to buy a new one, and I thought I better just check that one. I'd written it off. I'd just like, it's not happening. I was shopping around for a new one, and I was going to go and pick up a new one. I thought I'll just check it before we go, and lo and behold, it worked. It fired up, it flew, camera's working. I factory reset it and updated all the firmware and all that sort of stuff. It's fine perfectly. I'm just down by one battery out of the 3 I originally had. So anyway, should we talk about why we're in this garage? First job, the major job, the main reason we're in here. We are jacking this thing up. We're putting it on axle stands. We're taking these rear wheels off. We are going to attempt removing the old shocks, and we're going to put them shiny new shocks on, which hopefully is going to change my life. Once the shocks are on, we're going to take it out for a test drive. Now, what I want to do is go and buy some paint for these wheels. They're just rusting a little bit here and there. It doesn't look brilliant. It's also about the longevity of the van. You know me, I'm not overly fussed about it looking pretty. I just want it to last. So I think that's something we're going to get done. Wire brush this off, paint them up black. Then after that, in the back of here, I'd like to install some lights. As you can see, it's a bit dark and dingy. Normally, if I have to come out here on night, which is rare, let's face it, I have to put a head torch on. What I'd like is a couple of rocker switches here. I've already got lights. I've got leftover lights from inside the van, and someone kindly gave me some LEDs that I can use. I just want to put LEDs everywhere and have a light switch. I'd also put some LEDs inside the electric box with a light switch, so if there's ever any reason to come in here at night, I can light it up and we can see what we're doing, can't we? Ready for action. And the only other thing would be, after all that's done, we're going to open this pit up like we did with Sally's van, and we're going to get underneath this thing and check everything before we head off on an adventure again. Yeah, our gas display is not working perfectly, so we'll check that on the main gas tank underneath. I want to check all my plumbing. I've got a non-return valve to put in underneath the shower, because if you let a whole bucket's worth of water down the kitchen sink, it tends to gurgle underneath in the shower and want to come up. It hasn't really come up yet, but you can see it bubbling. So I have a non-return valve to put there. I just generally check it, and I say it one more time, I can't believe what a privilege it is to have this workshop to use. So massive thank you, Uncle Dickie and Auntie Fliss, for letting us have this place. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. All right, wheel off, we're on an axle stand. This is the old shock. Now obviously that should have a cover on there. It's, it's looking very shattered, but that's to be expected, you know? That is going to go in there and replace it and look beautiful and do many, many things. I can't wait, I'm very, very excited. Oh, also, I should just say, this is why I never got into mechanics. And I know I need to do it a little bit now, these days, but I never got into it because I did do it on some of my old cars. My dad used to help me and he taught me quite a lot of stuff, but it's just so frustrating compared to like fitting kitchens and bathrooms and things like I used to do, and woodwork and plumbing. It just does what it's meant to do. You take out the old, you put in the new. When it comes to mechanics, this should be a simple task of undo that that bolt, undo that one there, pop that one out, pop that one in, put the wheel back on and job done, you know? 20-minute, 30-minute job, but it never works like that with mechanics, because that thing has been on there for, where are we? 2018. So it's been on there for about 8 years, 8 years since factory. Now, am I getting 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 7 years. It's been on for about 7 years under there, getting warm from the brakes, getting crud, muck, rust, dirt. The chances of the bolts coming straight off are so negligible, and this is what frustrates me with mechanics, because you can be going at it, and then it shears off and breaks, and then you've got to drill it out, and then I haven't got a van to drive anywhere to go and get parts. It's just, Anyway, I thought I'd just sort of, you know, give that caveat before I start on this. Oh, it's got a big dent in it, that. So, do you know, it doesn't feel as bad as I expected it to. Oh, it's a bit nasty there. You see some people who take these things out and that just goes straight down. I mean, it's got a big dent in it somehow. Oh, that's the other thing. Push it down. It's meant to come back up. It ain't doing anything. Whereas this one, let's see the push. Oh, it takes a hell of a lot more force to get it down. Gosh, a lot more. A hell of a lot more. And then it comes back up on its own. So. Let's put this one in. Okay, that one came off okay. It's always the last bolt. I'm going to say that now because it's always the last bolt. I'll get on the other side, first one will come off right, and then the last bolt, that's going to be the bitch. It just is, always. You're just going to have to move a bit because I've got to compress it to get it in, of course. Some of these things come already compressed and locked, and then you pop them or they have a strap around them. It might be worth compressing it and putting some cable ties around it. Let's have a go at that. Before I do that, I'm going to make my own life a bit more difficult. I've fixed it at the top and I'm going to see from underneath if I can compress it enough to get the bolt through before I start thinking about the cable tie thing. Fingers crossed. Do you want to come down and have a look? Oh, leverage is always good. Oh, so close. Right. Come on. Just taking a breather. Right, that is almost there. It's holding itself right there. All I need to do is give it a nudge and hopefully get this bolt through. There, we're in. Not all the way through, but close enough. Ha 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 ha. Wonder if it'll find its way. Can't see for that light. Yeah, that's going to find its way. It's in. I know this might not be the best tool for this job, but and what I need is an impact gun for mechanics. My one from my old days of bathroom fitting wouldn't really cut it on getting these nuts and bolts off or on again. Ugh. That's one done. Wheel back on and off we go. I do just need to jack it up again though to do that. You don't need to see that happening. I'll see you on the other side. Right, we're around on the other side of the van now and the boy has joined us. There he is. He's got his own little project he's going to be on with. There's a little rust patch down here that I never got to before, so he's going to Dremel that back. He's going to clean it up and Dremel it back and we'll see if we can get a bit of paint over it just to protect it. At the same time as I'm getting on with this. And I'm going to time myself because they do say that this is like a 30-minute job. And I think that other one took me 30 minutes, so quite happy with that. So you're time-lapsing. Enjoy the music. Done. I'll get back to you on the timing because I didn't really time it. We'll see how long the bit of footage was. But as I said, last bolt, it's always the last one. It was a bugger to get off what we got there. And John's just done a bit of a quick patch job on there where it was a nasty rust spot. Again, I don't care how it looks, I just don't want it rusting. Right now we've got to track down mittens. I can take off my overalls and it's time to take this thing for a test drive. I'm very excited. Hello, there you are. Sorry, I didn't forget about you, but we've been out for a cruise. The big hill that we come down to get to our local town was closed because a truck was stuck on it. So we had to take a massive detour, which was actually a really great test for these shocks. We've been down to Lidl, we've bought some stuff, we've had some bakery and a cup of tea, met up with one of the kids' old teachers, that was really nice. And now we're on our way back to the campsite. You probably want to know how things are going with the shocks, don't you? It's like driving a different vehicle. I can't believe how happy I am, and I can't believe I didn't do this before. But this is a lack of knowledge really on my part. When we left the UK, for those of you who remember, it was hectic. All the money was gone, all the time was gone. I didn't have time to do things like this. I was too concerned with making the inside of the van cozy and practical and everything working, along with all the other fittings and fixtures, and I neglected things like the suspension. And now I've done this. Oh my God. For the sake of, it was a little under £300 to buy those things, and it literally took me an hour and a half today to fit them, and it's just changed everything. If we'd had these driving across Spain and Morocco, it would have been a whole different experience for me as a driver. Having to go at snail's pace to stop the kangarooing of the back end of this van. And now I don't have to. I'm welcoming the speed bumps now. We're going out nice and quickly because I just want to feel it. It's great. It's like driving a normal vehicle again. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow, I'm taking this thing down to my friend's garage to have a pre-MOT and see what needs doing. I think it needs a tyre or two, and I'm hoping anything else I can do myself, and then we'll get it through its MOT. Then we're going to look at getting it up-plated and get on with those other jobs we talked about. And then we're going to be all 100% ready for action and on another adventure. Talk to you more about that later.
What's the angle? I'm not playing that game. It's the same business with a different name. Who's the target? Sorry, I'm not in the market.
Yes, folks, so there we have it. The shocks are superb. Incidentally, I am going to make sure they're down in our Amazon shop. Go and have a rummage around in there. There's all sorts of interesting things to look at. I'm going to call it there for today, I'm afraid. I know at the beginning of this video I talked about lights in the back of the van, things that needed doing underneath the van. I have actually already started on some of those, but this video is just going to end up far too long. So tune in again next week and we're going to be continuing getting this thing ready for its next adventure. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.